It's been reported that The Purge 6, a continuation of the popular franchise, will be the Forever Purge's sequel. The main cast of The Purge 6 is unknown because they frequently switch between films. The Purge 6 will examine issues of religion and sexuality, and may have a larger budget to show the Purge's effects across the country. What do we know about Purge 6? One of the most well-known horror franchises of the 21st century is The Purge, and fans are eager to learn about any upcoming The Purge 6 news, to find out if the show will go on. Even though The Forever Purge was supposed to be the last installment of the series, Purge 6 is almost a given because horror shows don't usually end. Nothing is more beloved by Hollywood than a well-performing series. In fact, they frequently start making arrangements for a film that will eventually lead to another film before the first one has even been published. The first film in the Purge franchise, which defied critics by opening at number 1 and making around $90 million on a $3 million budget, was released in 2013 to largely poor reviews. There have since been 3 Purge prequel or sequel films, all of which have made substantial profit margins. It was made obvious that James DeMonaco, the man behind the franchise, intended for The Purge 5, which was eventually dubbed The Forever Purge, to be the last in the series when it was revealed. However, things happen, and it appears that The Purge 6 will happen. After the release of The Forever Purge in 2021, news about the franchise seemed to slow down. But then Jason Blum provided an update on The Purge 6. In a statement released in October 2023, the horror guru behind Blumhouse explicitly stated that The Purge 6 remained a possibility. Regarding the sequel, Blum stated, "I was kind of inspired to think, maybe we've got to wake The Purge up again. So I think so, I definitely think so." However, in the years following the publication of the 5th film, not much information has surfaced. Although The Purge 6's status was unclear for a while, Jason Blum's most recent remarks indicate that a follow-up is planned. Every film has been an enormous hit, and since the universe is open-ended, there may never be a stop to the sequels. Furthermore, the series has never shied away from releasing prequels, so The Purge 6 might occur at any moment during the previously established timeframe. What do we know about the cast and the story of Purge 6? Because the main cast of The Purge tends to shift almost completely between entries in the franchise, it's difficult to guess who would play the lead role in The Purge 6. Leo Barnes is a beloved survivor who many hope will make a reappearance in a Purge film. In January 2021, actor Frank Grillo hinted at such a return. According to DeMonaco's remarks, the Purge 6 narrative will pick up after the Forever Purge concludes. The director has discussed how the portrayal of America in the films exaggerates how divided the nation is in light of the present political climate. The Purge 6 will, interestingly, address topics like sexuality and religion, carrying on the concept of the previous films that emphasizes how contemporary populations are singled out by the powerful and suffer the most as a result of the Purge. DeMonaco mentioned studio worries over the film's budget, which raises the possibility that this is a larger-scale project than some of the sequels. The Purge series has consistently maintained a low budget despite the growth of the narrative, but given how the entire nation is being impacted, The Purge 6 might need to operate on the largest scale the franchise has ever seen. What perspective does director and writer James DeMonaco have on Purge 6? Director of The Purge 6, James DeMonaco, reveals the plot of the upcoming film in the series. DeMonaco, who wrote and directed all 5 of the Purge movies and created the offshoot series, will return to write and direct the horror series' big screen return in the as-yet untitled 6th film in the franchise, 10 years after the dramatic conclusion of The Forever Purge, in which 2 million Americans crossed both the Canadian and Mexican borders, and the United States was left divided, is when the second installment is supposed to take place. DeMonaco spoke with Collider to provide fresh information on The Purge 6, nearly 2 years after the project was initially revealed to be in development. According to the writer and director, the next installment will take place after the terrible conclusion of The Forever Purge, where states are dividing themselves on ideology, sexuality, and religion, and America is going through a period of remapping. What DeMonaco had to say about his idea for the film was as follows: "I currently view the nation through the lens of Purge 6. I grew up watching movies like Logan's Run and Soylent Green, directed by John Carpenter and George Romero, which has social commentary in them. They were sneaking concepts into the movie. For number 6, therefore, I was extending the Discord concept as far as it could go in order to convey my perception of what's happening in the nation and in the political sphere. Additionally, America is shattered. We're redoing the mapping. The idea of The Purge 6 is to divide the states according to sexual orientation, philosophy, and religion. You have your states, the black state, the gay state, and the white evangelical state, and the nation is genuinely broken. That is Purge 6's nature. This remapping has kind of torn America down, and they chose a state where purges continue. so that's where it happens. Although the plot of The Purge 6 is well thought out, the sequel's production has not exactly looked stellar, although franchise producer Jason Blum had said before the film's release that he would try to persuade DeMonico to return for additional episodes. The Forever Purge was first promoted as the franchise's final installment. The script for The Purge 6 was supposed to be finished by September 2021, and DeMonico was supposed to take over as director. Since then, the film has been stuck in development hell. Does the Purge movie series troll modern society and politics of America? From low-budget horror that makes social class commentary, James DeMonico's The Purge franchise has developed into a full-fledged assault on American societal ideals. The Purge films have grown more political and confrontational as ticket sales keep rising. In 2013, The Purge had its theatrical debut. It was produced on a shoestring, just like many other horror movies. In a near-future dystopian America, Ethan Hawke, a wealthy homeowner who earns a fortune by selling security devices to keep the privileged safe during the Purge, is the main character. This is significant since the Purge is a 12-hour time during which all crimes, including murder, are permitted by law. The nation's crime rate has decreased and its unemployment rate has reduced to less than 1% since the Purge began. Even while these political themes are present in the first movie, their main purpose is to set up the narrative of the house invasion. However, the Purge franchise has continued to grow since the debut film, with 4 installments released to date and a 5th scheduled for release in 2020. With 2 seasons now released, The Purge is a television series that debuted in 2018 on USA Network and Sci-Fi. As the Purge world has expanded, it has examined various social strata and groups in its dystopian vision of America and exposed the real reason behind the country's extremely low unemployment rate. Producer Jason Blum responded, "The films are about the insane relationship that we have in our country, America, to guns, and about the fact that there are more guns than people in the United States," in response to a question concerning the Purge films. He continued by drawing comparisons between the National Rifle Association and the new Founding Fathers of America, an ultra-religious elected group that currently governs the nation in the Purge reality. Stated differently, Blum thinks that a purge of sorts might potentially occur if the NRA were to become an elected political party. It's not as unbelievable now as it was when the original film was released, especially given the shaky condition of American politics at the moment. Since the victims of the Purge are typically the poor and destitute who lack the resources to defend themselves, it is shown in the films that the Purge was initiated as a tool of population control. This explains the low rate of unemployment. The movie's political characters have reflected real-life American politicians, like Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. "Make America Great" was even the tagline for the Purge election year, which is strikingly similar to Trump's "Make America Great Again." Since then, the Purge franchise has continued to have strange effects on American culture. For example, in Crowley, Louisiana, the Purge siren is used to announce the beginning of the coronavirus curfew. Despite being a mistake, this feels unsettlingly appropriate given the current political scenario. Regarding Purge 6, what are your expectations? Do you believe Purge 6 will live up to the standards set by the first 5 installments? Please leave a comment with your opinion on this. For more interesting stories and updates, subscribe to our channel and don't forget to press the bell icon for notifications. Goodbye.